Hey everyone, ahlan wa sahlan fikum and welcome back to Learn Palestinian Arabic, the go-to channel for learning the Palestinian dialect of spoken Arabic. In today's video, I want to talk about some very useful interjections you can use to make your speech sound much smoother and more natural in Arabic. You may not even notice that in your own native language, you most likely use a ton of technically meaningless words while speaking, like like, well, and so on. These filler words actually have a function. They tell the listener that it's still your turn speaking, but that you need a moment to think, so don't interrupt me yet. Although these filler words don't usually come to mind as worth learning in a new language, they're actually really useful because you can throw them in while you're thinking through what you actually want to say and sound more natural in the process. So let's get started. Number 1. Yaani. I think you all saw this one coming. Yaani literally means it means, and it is used everywhere. It's akin to saying like in English, and it's nearly perfectly analogous to o sea in Spanish. You can really throw this in anywhere in the sentence to give it some more personality. يعني ما بعرف. هو يعني لطيف. شو بدك مني يعني? Number 2. fa. This one actually does have a function, but it's such an important short little word that you'll be using it all the time. It's basically equivalent to the English word so. كنت مشغول فما رحت على الحفلة. I was busy, so I didn't go to the party. That's the official grammatical use of the word, but more generally, it just continues your speech and leads to your next point. Number 3. Inno. Inno means that, or that is, or that it is, depending on how you translate it. But in any case, this one is actually probably even more similar to like in English in terms of how it's used. Whereas يعني is even more versatile and may be used in an infinite range of situations. هو إنه بشتغل أستاذ. If you try to analyze the sentence, you have to throw out the inno because it's really not doing anything syntactically. It's really just filler. In fact, it even works just like بس إنه فإنه يعني إنه. Really get used to using it. Number 4. نعم. This one may be more unexpected because it's the formal word for yes. In most cases, it's more common to say or aywa, which are kind of like saying yep or yeah. So why is نعم on this list? It's a very situational term that isn't exactly filler, but it's the polite thing to say when being addressed or to indicate that you didn't hear or understand what the other person said. So it's actually pronounced as a question. نعم? It's basically an alternative way of saying shu, which is a bit direct. Saying naam in this scenario is like saying come again or excuse me instead of just what. Number 5. Ma. This word is tricky and I have a whole video about it covering its many meanings. One of those meanings is basically to add emphasis to a sentence. So there is a sort of right way to use it, whereas you can throw yani and inno into basically any situation and they don't really add any meaning. They're really just filler. Just to review, ma, or its other form mahu, goes before a sentence to emphasize it, especially when it goes against the expectation of the listener. ما أنا دورت عليه is like saying, but I'm telling you that I looked for it, instead of just saying, I looked for it. So if you can get used to this one, you'll sound super authentic. And those were 5 filler words to sound natural in Arabic. In summary, يعني and inno are the truly meaningless filler words, while fa, ma, and naam are non-essential terms that make your speech more expressive and natural without adding anything semantically, at least in the situations described above. Actually, all of these words still have their official functions, but they can also be used in this way. So practice spicing up your speech, and I'll see you next time.